For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
News team, assemble!
Joining us live because if you want to know anything about the Outer Banks, Sam Walker's the dude to fill you in.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli.
Always appreciate talking to you.
Always good stuff with Sam Walker in the Outer Banks.
Now here's Les Nessman and the news.
And good morning, everyone. It's OBX Today Live here on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Sam Walker. Glad to have you along with us on this Groundhog Day, Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. Make sure you're mashing the like button, subscribe, hit the bell to know whenever we go live, because it's not just here in the mornings. We do it whenever we got breaking news and major stories, storms. I always want to know when we go live here on OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. Let's get right back to this morning's headlines. It's going to be a quick show today. Well, first off, Dare County has topped the 10,000 total number of COVID-19 positive tests that they have administered since the beginning of the pandemic, crossing another major milestone over the past week. Well, there are some encouraging signs both locally and statewide in several key coronavirus statistics, although health officials do put a little qualifier on that because of some changes in how people are getting tested. The number of people in North Carolina hospitals for COVID dropped for a fifth straight day on Tuesday, 4,786. It's down from a pandemic record of 5,201 reported on January 26th. Of the 10,387 positive COVID tests reported in Dare County in the last 23 months, 7,355 of those have been among residents. 3,032 were people from elsewhere administered as a test in Dare as of February 1st. New cases statewide moved slightly up on Tuesday, 8,700 after going down the last several days. They are still much lower than the record highs reported in mid-January. 27 Dare County residents have died at numbers held there for the third straight week. Well, the statewide death toll on Tuesday was 20,817. We've got more details in the Dare Department of Health and Human Services weekly COVID release they put out on Tuesdays. That's posted now at obxtoday.com. They did say that 10 residents of Dare County are hospitalized due to complications from COVID-19 as of yesterday. That was one other note in yesterday's advisory. All right, other news out there this morning. The Coastal Resources Commission meets a week from tomorrow in Beaufort for their quarterly meeting. Now, one of the requests that have been made is for sandbags to be added to the area where Highway 12 comes into Rodanthe right now, which eventually is going to become a cul-de-sac. That area at Merlo Beach, if you're familiar with where we're talking about, it's as you come into the village of Rodanthe. I'm not sure the camera is going to be looking that way. I need to, you know what? I do have, where's that picture I've got up there on the story we've got at obxtoday.com. Actually, you know what? That story is posting at 9 o'clock. So give me a second here. I do need to pull that up. Actually, you know what? I can show you the graphic, or rather the plan anyway, that DOT has proposed for this area. Let me zoom that out a little better. There we go. So there is Highway 12. There's a Merlot Beach sign up there in the top right. It's in the purple square. This is what they're proposing to do. They would put a cul-de-sac at the end of Highway 12 in Merlot Beach, then remove the rest of the pavement to the north, all the way up into P Island, all the way up to the Jug Handle Bridge North Landing, and then put 5 sandbags across where the road used to be. Now, these orange area here running parallel to the road, that is current sandbag structures are in place and have been in place. Coastal Resources Commission is going to allow those to remain so they can protect that road, because even though it will no longer be Highway 12, it's still providing access to people who own property there on that end of Road Anthe. The sandbag structures do require variance. They require approval from the Coastal Resources Commission, and that's coming up as an agenda item at next week's meeting of the Coastal Resources Commission. I turn that lower third off there. You can see there's the one house that still sits there. That's not, what is that? That's can't remember the name of it. But as that's what they're proposing there. Now, something to note, there's a good likelihood this area is not going to be allowed to allow parking. Our understanding is that they are not going to allow, they're going to put they've got no parking signs already down this whole stretch of Highway 12 at Merlot Beach. That we understand is going to remain in place. And in fact, there may be more. They're not going to allow people to park there. And obviously that's going to mean that the access to get to S-turns, because S-turns will be gone as far as the road's concerned. The surf spot's still there, a very popular spot in Road Anthe. You're going to have to park up at the Jug Handle Bridge north end, where there's a parking lot already that's been used as a staging area for the construction project. That's going to be, and it's about a mile walk, less than a mile walk from there to the down the beach to where S-turns, the surf break, is located. So that is what they're proposing to put there from or rather, that's what they're proposing to put there at Merlot Beach. And that's what the Coastal Resources Commission is going to be considering at their meeting next week. All right, it's OBX Today Live here on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Sam Walker. Glad to have you along with us on this Wednesday morning. South Memorial Drive Avenue, in Nags Head, around the milepost 12 area. They're getting ready to start a project there to replace the drainage that runs along there. It's all part of the efforts to improve the stormwater drainage throughout Nags Head, and specifically in that area of Gallery Row and north. This area is roughly right behind Lucky 12. I can pull up a map here that I put together for our story at obxtoday.com. Yeah, there we go. And we'll get that adjusted and show that to you right now, because nobody wants to see me. They want to see all these cool graphics and stuff. All right. I'll have to zoom it out a little bit better so you can see it. But the project area, again, here's the Nags Head Fishing Pier. You see that red line there that I've drawn in the project area. It's right behind Lucky 12. Milepost 12-ish, 11 and a half. Milepost 11 and Milepost 12 area. It's right, in fact, our offices, our studios, are back over in the bypass in that same area, just south of Nags Head Elementary School. It's not going to affect traffic all that much. It's going to be connecting to storm drain at East Bladen Street, and then run to the end of South Memorial, which then connects with some drainage ditches that are there near Bainbridge Street in Nags Head. They are going to start this week on the ditch end, the proximity of 3310 South Memorial Avenue, and then proceed north of Bladen Street. So it's not a huge project. There may be some restrictions on pedestrian vehicle access along the road corridor during some of the construction activities, but otherwise it's a small project area. It's all part of the efforts by the town of Nags Head to improve the drainage, especially in that area from Gallery Row down towards Jockey's Ridge. And we've got all the details on that at obxtoday.com. All right, we'll take a break and come back here on OBX Today Live on this Wednesday morning. Happy Groundhog Day.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Our pet of the week for this week is Beowulf. Beowulf was surrendered to us due to no fault of his own. This big boy has a lot of energy and loves to be goofy once he gets to know you. He loves to play fetch and knows how to sit. He previously lived in a home with 2 other dogs and was around children. So if you're looking for an addition to your family, come by and meet this guy. To adopt Beowulf or foster one of our other animals, you can come visit us Monday through Saturday at our shelter located in Manio. We will be having a rabies clinic February 14th to the 18th with $15 rabies vaccinations. For more information, visit our website at www.obxspca.org or visit our OBX SPCA Facebook page. Located in Mans Harbor on the Dare County mainland, the C&D landfill has been in operation since 1995 and provides a place where residents and commercial businesses can dispose of construction and demolition materials. Unlike a typical landfill that accepts the disposal of household trash, the Dare County C&D landfill is specifically designed to deal with the debris that is generated during the construction, renovation, and demolition of buildings, fences, decks, and other structures. These materials include everything from concrete, wood, brick and metal, to glass, rock, plastic, and appliances. In order to efficiently and effectively shred and compact these materials before pinning them to the ground, Dare County has invested in a cutting-edge piece of equipment that officially made its debut at the C&D landfill in 2021.
This piece of equipment shreds and tears the trash up and compacts it, but just because of its sheer weight, and the design of the wheels really pins it to the ground really good and breaks everything up. They're made of 1/2-inch steel. Each tire on it weighs 8,000 pounds. Should increase the airspace that we have available by at least 1/3. Just from what we're seeing, we think it may be a little better than that.
And what that means, the compaction rate is like 50% more. So I swear, I won't be here. It's going to take 10, 15 years before we go all the way to the end. That's how much we're saving space. I can't believe that we didn't have it all along. Yeah.
We average between 11 and 12,000 tons per year. It averages out to about 30 tons a day. As far as how much it can handle a day, I venture to say 300 or 400 tons should be no problem in one day. At the previous landfill that's out in Eastlake, they had a much older model compactor. It was used at this landfill for maybe a year or two when they first started it, and then it had some massive breakdowns, and they used a bulldozer. It will do the job, but it's not designed to do the job. We are now using the correct machine for the job.
It's the most impressive piece of machinery I ever had, but I would have never thought such a big piece of equipment would be so safe.
The speed at which it can compact the C&D has been the most impressive feature to me. It can do the job in 20 or 30 minutes that would take the bulldozer 3 or 4 hours to do. Hopefully it will extend the life of the landfill. It also helps with the wind-blown trash. It really pins the trash to the ground and reduces that, and we have some serious winds up there on that hill.
If you have construction and demolition materials that you need disposed of, Dare County's Public Works Department staff members are ready and willing to provide assistance at the Mans Harbor Transfer Station.
We'll be glad to take the time with you if you've got some questions about what you need to get rid of. Please give us a call ahead of time just to stop confusion at the gate. Let us know what's in the load. We'll try to work with you best we can.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Back here on OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. I'm Sam Walker. North Carolina's nationally watched gerrymandering lawsuit will soon come to an end. Oral arguments begin in front of the North Carolina Supreme Court this morning. There's no schedule or deadline for when the justices will rule, although given that they previously moved back the day of the primary election to give them enough time to rule before then, their judgment in the case is expected rather quickly. In fact, that with the schedule that they have now put out with primaries now being in March, moving from March to May, candidate filing is going to begin again. At least the State Board of Elections rescheduled that candidate filing for February 24th to resume. So it's thought that it probably will be within a week, maybe 2 weeks, for that ruling to come down from the state Supreme Court on the legislative and congressional maps. So that's, again, arguments beginning there today. Latest on that fire at a fertilizer plant in Winston-Salem. It's about a mile northeast of Wake Forest University in the fairgrounds in Lawrence Joel Coliseum and Truist Field. Winston-Salem officials said that they still are concerned about the possibility of a massive explosion happening, although that overnight things might improve, but they were just letting it burn because that fire was so massive. But they still said that they're not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination in Winston-Salem, where that fertilizer plant continues to burn, and that's rather concerning. That may have an impact tonight on the Wake Forest Pitt game. Basketball-wise, Wake Forest had called off classes again for a second straight day. There's a 1 mile evacuation zone around the site of this fire. Again, it's on the north side of Winston-Salem where that's happening. And they are trying to just kind of have to let it burn out before they can get in there and try and fight it. All right, in other news, got for you at OBXtoday.com, the 44th Annual Frank Stick Memorial Art Show Awards winners have been announced at the Dare County Arts Council. That show going on now going on now on display at the Dare County Arts Council Gallery. Taylor Williams won the Best in Show. Holly Nettles winning one of the Excellence Awards. Michael Helminski, Mike Rowe, and Faye Davis-Edwards. Honorable mentions were Bob McCormick, Jennings Mitchell, and John Bliven. And you can see some of those works and learn more about Frank Stick Memorial Art Show, which is on display through the February 25th at the Dare County Arts Council. That's in the old Dare County Courthouse in downtown Mania. They're open Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 5 and Saturday 10 to 4. And we need to get Jessica back on from the Dare County Arts Council to talk about that. We'll try to get her back on the show next week. Registration is now open for the Outer Banks U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliaries Boat America Boating Safety Course in March. It's going to be a Zoom course. This does satisfy North Carolina's boater education requirements and includes a number of topics. It's $20 for the first family member, $10 for each additional family member, and includes all the materials. It's a virtual class. It'll run from 7 to 9 p.m., March 14th, 16th, and March 21st. To register, you just find a link on the H2O page at obxtoday.com. All right, let's see. We'll take one more break and come back with a look at sports here on OBX Today Live. And a look at your OBX Today Weather Center forecast, too, so stay around.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
There we go. Hey, got to hit the mic on. Clicking the wrong stuff this morning. All right, let's get into sports. High school basketball tonight. Mania is heading to take on Pascal Tank. First flight is at Northeastern. Madam Mesquite at Columbia as the regular season is winding down. We're getting to the playoffs almost. High school wrestling, the state dual team regionals are today. Currituck's going to travel out to Union Pines. That's in Cameron down the Sandhills for the third round. And if you win, you wrestle again in the regional final tonight. College basketball last night. North Carolina got a much-needed road win, beating Louisville 90-83 in overtime. Tar Heels now just a half game behind Duke in first place in the ACC, headed into their matchup Saturday in Chapel Hill. Virginia with the 67-55 win over Boston College. Tonight, East Carolina hosts Temple at 7 o'clock. Pitt at Wake Forest at 7. But again, it depends on what's going on with this fertilizer plant fire, if they're going to have it, because just on the edge of that 1 mile radius around there, that fire is going on. Syracuse at NC State, 9 o'clock tip at PNC. And Virginia Tech hosts Georgia Tech at 9 o'clock. NFL, the Washington football team just made it official. It's going to be now known as the Washington Commanders. They debuted their uniforms, including a black uniform alternate. This has been one of the worst-kept secrets over the last 2 weeks, between people just flat out saying things that didn't even think twice when they said it, to stuff being hinted that was supposed to be blurred out, wasn't blurred out. Then last night, the NBC station in D.C., their helicopters flying around, and you could spot the new logo and all that stuff in FedEx Field in the concourse area. What a cluster is. Yeah, whatever. Tom Brady did make it official yesterday. He will retire after 22 seasons after it got first hinted over the weekend. And the Olympics underway in Beijing, the 24th Winter Olympiad getting underway today. And it's curling underway, mixed doubles curling. U.S. and Australia are in action right now. And you got to have Peacock to watch most of it, but they are going to have some rebroadcasts and some live on USA and CNBC. The U.S.-Australia game that's going on right now will be replayed at 6 o'clock tonight on USA if you want to watch that. But if you want to watch all the action, you'll need to have Peacock. All right, OBX Today Weather Center forecast.
With my shadow I have cast, then a long, lustrous 6 more weeks of winter.
All right, there it is. Here's the prediction from that rat up in Pennsylvania this morning. We'll go with whatever Sir Walter Wally says today at noon in Raleigh. There's also another groundhog in, well, there's a Armadillo and Apex are also going to do. So we'll go with whatever Sir Walter Wally says. All right. Well, today it's going to be not bad. We start out with some fog, and then it's going to be mostly cloudy today. High 50 at the beach, 55 inland with northeast winds around 10 miles an hour. Patchy fog tonight, otherwise mostly cloudy, a low 42. Some morning fog Thursday, then partly sunny and much warmer. High 64 at the beach. Inland areas, some inland areas, you get far enough west or south, it may get to 70 tomorrow. Thursday night, mostly cloudy with some rain, possible, just slight chance, low 52. Then a pretty decent front's going to come through on Friday. We'll start out with cloudy skies, rain in the afternoon, a high 64. It'll be breezy with south winds 20 to 30. And rain Friday night, low down to 33 once the rain gets out of here, breezy. And mostly sunny, winter's back, it's not going anywhere. 42 for a high Saturday, 47 with rain on Sunday. Monday sunny and 46, Tuesday sunny and 45. So maybe Phil's not out anymore. But yeah, we may actually see some 70-degree temperatures coming up by tomorrow for inland locales. All right, Coast Marine forecast day, pretty benign out there. We'll see northeast winds around 10 knots, 1 to 2 foot waves in the sounds, but a small craft advisory was up for the open waters with 5 to 7 foot seas. Those are going to come down as we get into the evening, but 5 to 7 foot today. So yeah, small craft advisory pennants up. Next tide change at Oregon Inlet. We hit a high tide just a few minutes ago. Low tide at 3:17. Sunset tonight at 5:30. Sunrise tomorrow at 7 a.m. Yay, we'll be above in the 6 o'clock hour starting on Friday. Currently outside the studios in Uptown Nags Head. We've got some fog and a little mist and 40 degrees, and that's going to do it for OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services for this Wednesday morning. Have yourself a great day today. Thanks, everybody who checked in with us over on the comments. Let's see, George in Connecticut, BJ with that, I didn't try to figure out what that picture was. Sorry. I think it was something to do with the groundhog. Yeah. Sort of. Yeah. Okay. Scooter Wojak. Okay. That's funny. And then Susan in Texas and Sharon out in Hong Kong, bringing in the year of the tiger out there. So good morning, everybody. Thanks for checking in with us. Thanks for joining us here on OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Sam Walker. Make sure you mash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell to know whenever we go live. We'll see you tomorrow.